welcome along to another episode of this FM20 Build a Nation series, Climbing with Cliftonville with me, Daniel. It's part 51 today and we are back for another cup final with Cliftonville. Just a second trophy opportunity of the season so far, but of course all the more important with Ards at the bottom of the league and this being our final year, that we make things as successful as possible. But more importantly perhaps, we're also on course for our first invincible season in the Danske Bank Premiership, so that could be a cracking way to end as well. We go to Windsor Park today against Ards at the bottom of course, and we are coming up against Kevin Horlock, a former Northern Irish international and Manchester City Premier League player. We've also got a youth intake to look through, loads of transfer action and pre-agreed deals as we try to prepare this club for life after us. So if you're looking forward to all of that, please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below for daily content from this series, and make sure you check out my FM21 plans video in the eye above. All of the content starting as soon as the beta's released, which we're hoping will be some point over the weekend or very early next week. Thank you to everyone that came in for my last FM20 live stream this morning as well. I do appreciate that. But we've got plenty to get through with Cliftonville. So let's get going. We'll start with the youth intake. Something we normally leave. So let's start with that this time. The youth intake, unfortunately, not as good as previous years. So previous years we had a really good message. And often on those occasions the players were only 2 or 3 star potential at best. This one says it's not a great group of players. So I can only imagine how bad that will be. We've got one decent goalkeeper, but then you never know with these intakes, do you? Because you could have one absolute superstar and 15 rubbish players, or you could have 5 pretty decent ones and 11 poor ones. You don't know. 5 decent ones will cause this preview to be better than 1 star. And the fact the keeper's mentioned twice means it's something I've got to have a little look at. So that's the youth intake. It's a little bit worrying. We'll of course come back to that later in the season. Hopefully by April we'll have some news on that front. Today though we've got Ards in the final, so let's have a look at all of the results to get there, and we've also got a little bit of transfer news as well, so let's start with that. A few pre-agreed deals this summer. Let's start with 2 of the bigger ones. In terms of ins, Saul Shotton and Nathan Wood, the centre halves, have both pre-agreed deals to join when their contracts expire in the summer. So Saul Shotton has been on loan up from West Brom since forever really. I mean, was he here in the first season? I think he was. Yeah. So the whole series he's been on loan here. He is now homegrown at the club, which is why I wanted to keep him on, even though he's probably the 4th of 4 centre-halves. But he is homegrown at the club, and that's so important with Europe coming up. Nathan Wood, he's just top quality. So he comes in, and he's going to be a star for us. I think he'll be the highest paid player at the club when he comes as well. It's around that £4,500 a week that he's getting on his loan deal. But an English under-21 international, a really good centre-half. We cannot begrudge the chance to sign someone like that. So I'm really looking forward to him joining, and that's going to be great for whoever succeeds us. And there's more. There's more that we've pre-agreed. So the first of those was Nico Williams. And we've brought him in now as well because it was only £100,000. His wages are fairly modest and he's improving all the time. He's 22. He's not had anywhere near the problems he had last year with injuries. And he's starting to become a star for us. So he's joined 3-star ability. And he's got a 2.5-year deal as well. So another one for the new manager to work with in the summer. Training really well, improving well. And he's been a key player whenever he's been on the pitch. So Nico Williams, a star, staying here at Cliftonville. And then on loan, we brought back Jarrod Branthwaite. No wage contribution. Chelsea sending him back for the second half of the year. So we're not going to turn that down, are we? Can cover left back, right back, holding midfield. And of course play as that ball-playing defender at centre-half. He is a star. 2 league games, 1 cup game, 3 very good performances. Jarrod Branthwaite is back for the rest of the season. A second spell at the club for him. But perhaps where we've been busier this January, and more surprisingly, certainly pleasant surprises, is the outs. So a couple going out on loan, most notably Connor Devlin, our 3rd choice keeper, to our young side Queen's University, our feeder club, sorry. He's not a young player at all, he's very experienced, good personality. So perhaps that's the sort of one that will help them out. But I was surprised when that offer came in. I can't lie to you. But we did have 2 big transfers out. And they're players who we signed on free agent deals in the summer who have really not had a chance due to injuries, due to poor form, due to better players coming on loan after. So Gabrielle Osho has gone to Dundee up in the SPL. 275,000 he's worth. £2,000 a week he's earning there. But we got 230 grand for him. And I mean, he only played 5 league games for us. 4 of those from the start, and then 1 sub appearance in the cup as well. So to make that sort of profit on him is pretty incredible. And the same fee came in for Carl McAllister, who's gone to Hearts. Now, he's a better player with better potential. Had loads of injury problems with us for half a year. Was on £3 a week we needed to get him off the wage bill. And after 6 league appearances and 4 in the cups for us, a couple of sub appearances in Europe too, he's off to the Scottish Premiership to play for Hearts. But nearly £500,000 in for 2 third choice players. That's incredible business. We cannot argue with it. Of course, Stephen Thompson went in the summer to Larne. He's just coming back from a long-term injury. And Sean McLaughlin is playing for my club, Luton Town. And he's doing a decent job there over in League One. So really good business we've done this year. A first real big paid fee for Nico Williams. But it's a quality player. To get that level in is a massive change up for the club. What is a slight problem though, is that hasn't been reflected across the Premiership. So again, we always keep an eye on these transfer windows, on the movements. And there's not a great deal going on. A couple of loans between clubs, some going from Ireland to Northern Ireland and vice versa. The only big deal was probably one that was between clubs, and that was Mark Van Thorpe. Now he's the man we were looking at in the summer when it looked like Mark Lyons was going, because he's the natural replacement. 18 years of age, under 20 international, £2.5 a week he's earned at Larne, and he broke his leg in one of his first games. That's heartbreaking for them. He looked like he was going to be a superstar, right up behind Lyons. And of course Lyons is English, so for the Northern Irish team, would have made a big difference. But he's probably never going to reach his potential now, because he's broken his leg almost immediately. Really tough luck on the kid. A couple of others moving about as well. Linfield got a guy on a free. He's not very good at 19 years of age. Institute taking players in the second tier from Larne. There's really not a lot going on. It's quite frustrating. Another Larne player there on loan to Crusaders in the second tier. Why are there no signings? I can't work it out. I can never explain it. But it's been another frustrating window. The rest of the league just does not want to catch up. And I find that really hard to take. Something we'll have to think about when we're setting our strategy for Bangor City with FM21. But before we go and get into this cup final, let's have a look at the schedule. You were last with me as we wrapped up the Irish Champions Cup final against St Pat's Athletic and then narrowly lost to Real Madrid as Leon snuck through in second place, having got a win on the road at Porto. Very frustrating that was. So unfortunately we finished 4th, missed out on that Europa League place, but since then we have been scintillating as we catch up domestically. A 3-0 win against Glenavon. Calvin Faulkner came in up front and he got one alongside a brace for Connor Crawford. At Coleraine it was Crawford, Doyle and Linley as we continued doing well up front. Sammy Wilson nicked an early 1-0 win at home to Carrick Rangers. 7-2 on the road to Coleraine, this time in the league. McGarvey with a brace for the home side, but Crawford with a brace for us, as well as goals for Williams, Ida, Kane, McAllister, who's now left, and Luca Cannell. A 2-0 win away at Portadown, Linley and Robertson with the goals there. A 1-0 win at home to Dungannon, a late red card, but we'd already won courtesy of an early own goal. A 3-0 win at home to Larne on Boxing Day, Connor Crawford with 2 and Calvin Faulkner with 1 again. That coming after a Tom Linley red card. An 8-2 win away at Linfield, another thriller against the former champions. Harwood Bellis got an early goal. Faulkner got a hat-trick, but he was still outshone. Connor Crawford getting 4 on that occasion, not to be outdone in front of goal. A 3-1 win away at Ballina Millard, that one on New Year's Day. Idar, Lavery and Faulkner with 1 apiece. A 4-0 win at home to Ards, today's cup final opponents. Faulkner with a hat-trick and Nico Williams celebrating his permanent move with the goal. A 1-0 win away at Ballymena, a Connor Crawford penalty doing that. For those who saw the FM21's plan video, you're allowed to vote for my live stream save from 4 different options. So if you go over to the community page, you can do that. But Ballymena, one of the 4 options. So it'd be interesting to see how many choose another Northern Irish one. We then won 11-1 at home to Tobermoor United in the Cup. The first round, a really good one for us. Is that 7 goals for Adam Idar and 1 apiece for Robertson, McCarran, Faulkner and Linley. A 5-0 win at home to Glentoran in the Premiership. Harwood Bellis with the opening, the scoring. Crawford with a brace and then Doyle and Cannell before half-time as well. A 7-0 win at home to Glenavon in the build-up to this. That largely with the backup team. It was a Crawford goal off the bench after a Faulkner hat-trick, Shotton with 2 and Noah Daly, his first goal for eons in the first half. So that leads us into this one. Good form, a couple of players out for Ards, but we're looking in great shape. Everyone's fit, Everyone's firing, and we are in the form of our lives. So let's go and get into it and see if we can wrap up another trophy. Ards on the road, heavy underdogs of course. We're playing at Windsor Park today, which is almost sold out for this. So we're pretty proud of that fact. And we are going to go as strong as possible. So let's go and rotate this 11 back to the first team. That's the one that played against Glenarvan there. And then we'll be back to take you through it. So here is our cup final lineup, and it takes me to a couple of very quick bits of news that I forgot to pass on last time in terms of transfers. Most importantly, Harvey Elliott is staying next season on loan again. That's already been extended and pre-agreed for our manager taking over. And then Luca Cannell we're trying to do the same with. So we're almost there. I think Bazunu's agreed as well. He has till 2025. So it's a good squad that they're going to have to work with next year, and I'd like to see European success again, even without me here. Adam Idar misses out today through injury, so Calvin Falconer in up front, and Branthwaite's picked ahead of Wood as centre-half. Aside from that, our first 11. We've got Bazunu in goal, Williams and Lyons the fullbacks, with Harwood Bellis alongside Branthwaite as centre-back, Doyle and Kane in midfield, Kane getting interest again, as is Mark Lyons, Elliott and Cannell over on the wings, and Crawford alongside Falconer up front. Connor Crawford improving very quickly now. He is starting to look like an absolute monster. Still being chased by Larn. That leaves me with a massive dilemma. But what a footballer this guy has become. 76 league goals in 95 appearances at 19 years of age. It leaves me almost speechless. He's got 23 in 16 starts this year, 22 appearances in total. And we'll be looking to him in the Shield final to be a hero once again. It's Ards v Cliftonville at Windsor Park, the National Stadium. Can we come out on top and win our second trophy of the season? It's the 3-5-2 for Ards. They're bottom of the Danske Bank Premiership, but we've had a final against them before and it wasn't easy. I think they got relegated that season as well, 2 years back. They've got some good players in their side, but we're by far the better team. So we're going to get the lads to pick up where they left off after a 12-0 aggregate win in the last 2 league games. 2 very different sides played those matches, and the first team today should be getting a win. Through the tunnel interview we go. Let's see how we do as we're straight in from the kickoff. Crawford plays it to the centre-half and is out to Mark Lyons at left-back. He goes down the line to Cannell, starting to make an impact after recovering from injury. He's got a chance to get to the byline. Cuts it back to Jake Kane. He's got Cronell out wide. Lyons is there, but he's gone to Kane instead. And now it is Mark Lyons. To Kane. Chance to cross, but it's blocked away by Boyle. And Ards can counter here. Boyle switched it left. May have taken a bit too long, but McCourt still got it. And he's going to take on the fullback. Harvey Elliott back to support him. And he wins it back well. It falls for Nico Williams. Long over the top. Crawford gets there first. Beats the defender. And his shot is saved. Not often Crawford misses those one-on-ones. But on this occasion he does. Still 0-0. Brilliant first minute of action for the fans as the corner's headed away as far as Scott. And he can charge down the right. Over goes Lyons. Back goes the midfielder Jake Kane. And he gives away the foul in the end. It's a dangerous position for Ards. A pretty end-to-end start here. And we've got another corner, nearly 20 minutes on the clock now, and Ards very much holding their own, as Harwood Bellis goes back to Branthwaite. The 2 centre-halves making their way back from the corner, found themselves in possession in an advanced area, as Kane plays it back to Branthwaite again. 2 in the middle, goes short to Tommy Doyle. He's often turned up in these big games, and he finds Jake Kane, surging down the left side of the box, crosses it across field to Williams. New permanent signing inside to Tommy Doyle, back to Williams, to Harvey Elliott. Those 2 will be linking up again next year, as we mentioned pre-match. Williams to Doyle. Oh, he's giving it away again. We're sloppy in the middle. In possession, we've conceded it again. O'Sullivan's in at the other end. And Gavin Bazunu gets down to his right. It's a very good save. Harwood Bellis gets it away, but a first big scare of the match. Quarter gone, it's still goalless. And just 10 minutes to the break now. We've got a really advanced throw on the right. Nico Williams plays a 1-2. And the cross is into Calvin Falconer. Determined to outdo Connor Crawford. Falconer gives us the lead. A really good header. And he's starting to come to the party now. He's scoring regularly. And he's given us the lead in the big cup final. As Devlin plays a 1-2 with his keeper Craig. Ards perhaps dangerously playing out from the back there. But with that extra man at centre-half, you'd expect no less. The long ball forward eventually only finds the defender, and it's away to Kane, who finds Crawford. Nice 1-2. He's got Lyons out wide. Could go down the line instead, but Kane keeps it. Crosses to the back post. Header away only finds Kane again, to Doyle. 2 out right, goes left instead. Kane finds Cannell. Takes on the fullback into the box. Cannell shoots, is a good save. And it falls for Harvey Elliott. He's tried to do a little trick. And it deflects off his own boot for a goal kick. This is coming to life now. Craig playing out from the back for the second time in a row. To Jarvis in midfield. Long ball forward, flicked away by Harwood Bellis. To Doyle. Right in the centre circle to Kane. Out to Cannell on the left wing. Again, getting the better of his wing back. He's done that a few times. Gets to the byline. Cuts it back to Kane. Edge of the box with space. Into Crawford, who scores. I thought he was offside. He looked like he was just ahead. The hands are up from the Ards defenders, and I can see why. But nothing given. No VAR at this level. And as a result, it's 2-0. Quick fire goals. One apiece for the striker. Crawford will never let Falconer have the headlines. We've learnt that. As Maloney finds Scott, it's a brilliant game. McGovern picks it up on the right. Ards into the area here. Lyons wins it back. Poor clearance across goal. Only finds McCourts. And it's tipped wide by Bazunu, is it? It looked like he got a hand to that, but it's a goal kick given. And another scare from the home side as Doyle puts it into the box. I always mean the allocated home side rather than the actual one. As Doyle's ball comes back in. Headed away as far as Branthwaite. He's got a man out wide in Harvey Elliott. Quiet game so far for him. Takes on the wing back though. Tries to shoot. It is woeful. Well wide at a post on his weaker foot. And it looks like it's going to be 2-0 at half time. Comfortable, but certainly not spectacular. So we're going to talk to the lads. We'll tell them we're pleased because it's been a good performance. Quinton Fortune's in terms of our under-18s manager as well. Can't remember if I mentioned that one last time. Tim Sherwood had left the club and we got our first choice back in. Has helped with our performances in the under-18 team actually. It's the reason I mention it. As Harvey Elliott puts a long ball through right at the start of the half. Calvin Falconer in. But he's not quite as clinical with those chances and he's tipped wide of the post. Corner will be delivered from the left. Doyle will take it. And it's an in-swinger with the right foot. Stewart heads away as far as Branthwaite. Can go back wide again. Instead finds Jake Kane. Space to shoot and is blocked behind. Another corner. An onslaught. A great start to the second half. It's Tommy Doyle who would deliver yet again. This one's no better. Doesn't beat the first man. He's starting to frustrate me here. Often the key game changer in the cup final. He's been pretty poor in this one. And it's another corner for Doyle. If this one hits the first man, I will be unhappy. But instead, it's the perfect delivery. Luca Cannell heads in. It's 3-0 as the left winger scores a header. And that's what Tommy Doyle can do. The right delivery is a perfect one. And it's 3-0 to Cliftonville. We can celebrate the trophy. As it will be taken by Mark Lyons. A throw in on the left to Calvin Falconer and now Jake Kane. He goes downfield. There's no real pressure on him here. Only 25 yards out. And he went for it alone. It's his weak foot. It's wide at a post. But why not when there's no pressure at all? I completely understand his reasoning. I'm going to bring Harvey Elliott off in a minute. He's not had the best game here. We'll try and get some youngsters on as well. Maybe protect Williams. Now our own player. Protect him physically. As Lyons finds Kane. Back out to Mark Lyons. Overlap him with no pressure on him. Cuts it back to Kane. Space on the edge again. How many times are they going to give him it? As Doyle picks it up. Hits the post. If that's not a warning sign to put pressure on the midfield, I don't know what is. Still 3-0, but it should have been 4. Let's get some subs on. We won't worry about the highlight. Harvey Elliott off on the right. He'll be replaced by Tom Lindy. Nathan Wood will come on at centre half for Branthwaite. And then I'm going to give Shane Lavery a run out, I think. He doesn't often get on the bench even because of Falconer and Ida. So I'm going to take Falconer off and I'm going to bring Lavery on up front. Just to let him get a run out with 22 minutes left. We're dealing with the goal kick short again from Ards though. Into Boyle in midfield and Maloney. Can they get a consolation here? Up to Scott. Nice football, but Elliott intercepts. About to come off. This will be his last action. And he decides to run the length. Switches for Cannell. Cannell should score. It's a great save. Great save by Craig in the Ards goal. And that will be Elliott's last action. Should have been an assist, really. As Doyle will take the corner. In swinger again. To the back post. Stewart heads away. Finds Tom Lindley. Cuts it back inside. Good block. And it's back to Harwood Bellis. Chance to go left. No pressure on him. And the highlight peters out as we just keep it simple. Good football, good result, and a professional 3-0 lead so far. And it's a free kick for Doyle on the right again. Just a few minutes left, and the corner finds Crawford's head perfectly. And we're wondering how he couldn't really react, it just hit him. But how it didn't go either side of the keeper. Holds it comfortably, and we're back again with Cannell. Loses it in the middle. And now they're coming down the right with Kasongo. Horlock wants more from his team, according to the commentary. Does that mean he's getting the hairdryer out? As Jarvis switches it, Lyons heads away. McGovern beaten to it by Cannell, but he wins it back to be fair to him. Good effort. Maloney. Out wide to Kasongo. He's got that overlap from McGovern. Taking on Mark Lyons, who blocks the cross. And defensively, he's been really solid. Inside to Jake Kane. To Lyons. Again, just building up slowly. No real pressure on it. Oh, he's got Dawdle in there. Lyons has got it away. And Maloney into the box. His shot's just wide of the post. But another warning sign. And that's the first time we've really seen arrogance today. 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. We've got a corner with Doyle. Can we put gloss on it? Lindley up. And Craig wins it. Good goalkeeping. Holds on to it as well. Really good stuff from the Ards number 1. And he's going to bring it away. They're still looking for that consolation. As Maloney picks it up. Left side of the box. Into O'Sullivan. Goes back instead to Jarvis. It was poor. Cannell nicks it. He can put Faulkner on here. Plays Crawford. Into the centre forward Lavery. He's 1-on-1. And he's scored past the keeper somehow. It's straight down the middle. It's an awful finish. And Craig got beat at his near post. I'm not quite sure how. They all count though. It's 4-0 to Cliftonville. And it's a cup final goal for Shane Lavery. As Devlin goes long downfield. 1 minute of stoppage time to go. And a fifth would be really harsh. But here comes Lavery. He's not worried. And he gives it away to McGovern. Finds Stewart on halfway. Back inside to Beverland. Over the top. Harwood Bellis heads away. Only as far as Stewart. Inside to Jarvis. Over the top to Con Clark on the right. Into the box here. It's a good effort. And Bazunu tips it wide. Good goalkeeping by him. As Lindley gets it down the left-hand side. He gives it away. It's a frantic end. O'Sullivan fouls Wood. And I think that will be it. But what a frantic 3 minutes of stoppage time. A goal for us. Another great chance. One for them as well. Good save from Bazunu. But it doesn't matter. It's elementary really. A 4-0 win for Cliftonville. Another cup final success. And we get to celebrate a brilliant end to our final season. Still the league to play for. Still the Irish Cup to play for. Still the League Cup final to come. There is so much that could go right at the end of this year. As Mark Lyons takes a throw-in. I don't know why we're still playing. We've had 4 minutes of the 3 added on. And Lyons finds Kane. Still in possession. Still with no pressure. To Nico Williams at the back post. His shot straight at Craig. Why are we playing? Why has the whistle not gone? We want to lift the trophy. There we go though. The whistle does go. Bazunu, the skipper, lifts it. The red and white suit is out again. And this final season with Cliftonville is going with success. We're looking to build the squad for the future. So the new manager's got something to work with. Just so we can see what they'll be like 5 years after. But what a successful day at the office for the Cliftonville. And Ards, although putting up a fight, giving us some scares, beaten comfortably in the end. So a wonderful win for Cliftonville, another good day, another trophy, and we're adding more and more to the cabinet now. And we will be back in about a month's time to try and get one more. Larne minus Thorpe with his broken leg, and hopefully with the addition of Stephen Thompson back from his long-term injury, will be our opponents in the Bet McLean League Cup final. That's at the neutral venue of Solitude, which is our home, so not neutral at all. And that will be our next one tomorrow. So if you did enjoy this one, please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily content from this series until we reach the end of this season, as well as daily FM21 content as soon as the beta's released, as well as almost daily live streams as well. Please do put that notification bell on to get alerts as everything releases, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow for a big one with Larne. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracker, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.